when other puppies are still struggling to learn to skateboard. This dog already knows how to drive a truck, but even more professional than the female driver. Not only that, when the little master encounters a difficult problem, if 9 divided by 3 is equal to what it is, it will bark out the answer. Its name is very high IQ Bingo. Not only mastering different types of codes, but it can also walk straight like a human. But what he does best is teasing bitches. Bingo grew up in the circus, but because it doesn't cooperate with jumping through a ring of fire, so I was accidentally kicked out by the group leader. Gradually, Bingo becomes a wild dog. One day, Bingo go to the bank of the stream. Then I saw a boy who had almost drowned. He immediately ran over and unzipped Ra's coat. Let you breathe easier. Next comes Bingo. Use your front leg to perform CPR. But because the force is not strong enough, so the boy still didn't react. Bingo bowed his head to listen to the boy's weak heartbeat. After that, it ran away to gain momentum. Aim precisely at the target that Rush is coming at. The boy was successfully saved. To repay Bingo for saving lives, Chucky Boy took it to his house. But Chucky's parents don't allow him to keep a dog, so Bingo just quietly left. But when I step onto the field, then he saw Teddy from next door and fell in love with her. No matter how convincing the boy was, Bingo still refused to leave. In the end, Chucky just hugged it and returned home. The following days, during the day, Chucky and the soldier will stand in front of the window, waving goodbye. Wait until Chucky comes home from school. Bingo couldn't wait any longer and ran straight out. For what it longs for, it's not the owner. It's because he's been holding his pee for too long. After a few days together, Chucky discovered that Bingo has an exceptionally high IQ. No matter what it is, then just give it 5 minutes, that it can all be learned. Skateboarding, vertical walking, or even games in the center, Bingo doesn't bother anyone. Sometimes Chucky even feels Bingo not just a dog, but a good friend who knows how to take care of you. One day, Chucky took Bingo to the park for a walk. Bingo is inherently hyperactive, so it loves to play the game with Chucky. Chucky looked left and then right, but still don't see Bingo anywhere. Gradually, the boy began to feel afraid. Shout out the name Bingo. Yet it crawled out of the Ara oil tank. His face is still innocent and innocent. Chucky finally breathed a sigh of relief. But suddenly the boy's face changed. His eyes were red and he scolded Go that in the future you will not be able to play this heart-thumping game again, because Chucky soon considered Bingo as a good friend. If it gets lost, Chucky doesn't have any friends anymore. Bingo understood Chucky's words, so he lowered his head. It seems to be saying later, I won't dare do that again. Not long after, Chucky's family had to move somewhere else. Before leaving, Chucky ran to find Bingo everywhere but can't find it. Turns out it was the night before. Bingo feels the time is ripe. So I brought HO as an alcohol. Came to ask for permission to breed with Teddy. Everything went extremely well. Was allowed by Teddy to enter my house to do that. But the next morning when I woke up, my family, Chucky is already on his way. Bingo quickly ran to chase Theo, but a dog does catch up with a car. Soon Bingo was at full strength. It wanders on the deserted road. And the temperature increased again. Cow Bingo was both tired and thirsty. While daydreaming, Bingo seems to see Chucky standing in the distance, waved at me. But reality is very cruel. Bingo was so tired that he lay down on the street when Bingo's life is in danger. Then a kind man came and saved it. But when we get there, it's Bingo. I don't know if this person is a good person, but a despicable dog meat seller. He specializes in catching stray dogs to avoid losing capital. Well, now it's open, teacher, to escape from prison. Bingo is going crazy, trying hard to dig the ground. Other dogs straighten their front legs, hold the mirror tightly, small to track every move of the dog dealer. Suddenly he appeared, A puppy immediately sends a signal. Simultaneously, Bingo also withdrew his foot and covered the hole with a mat. The dog meat seller again came to the cage door. He intended to kill this cute dog, use meat as a dish to sell. But right at this time, my wife Swings, Emma, suddenly shouted. Swing quickly put the dog in the cage and then returned to check. Bingo took that opportunity to get out and also let all the other animals out with them. They surrounded the swinging couple. After that, it's tit for tat. With the power of dogs, Duke and Emma are both locked in cages. Steering wheel control Bingo, and the juniors are in the back holding their butts. When he saw the car was about to hit the wall, Bingo quickly jumped out of the car. And that's the bad name. At the same time, both cars and slaughterhouses were lost. This can also be considered a longan apple. The dogs have their freedom and are extremely grateful for Bingo. They even invite Bingo to live with them, but Bingo politely declined. Because compared to being free, then he wants to be with Jackie more. Because wherever there is entanglement, then that place is the place to return to. Bingo, waving hand, say goodbye to new friends, then turned around and set out to find the owner. At bingo night, I met two men. Eli found it lonely and alone. You should put it in your car. But Bingo realized that these two guys were not what good things, but a gang of kidnappers and murderers. Eli and Lenny kidnapped a family of 4 and locked them in a toilet. Seeing that, Bingo is not at all aggressive. Instead, it waited until late at night to sneak out quietly and called the police from a payphone. But after answering the phone, the police really don't understand. So I had to give the phone to the police chief. After listening for 3 seconds, he understood. Bingo wants to convey, give me a pencil. This is the Morse code. Based on the numbers, the police quickly determined where the crime took place. At the same time, Bingo also gets into action. He sneaked into the room and untied Kia's entire family, preparing to lead them to escape. But the youngest daughter unfortunately woke Eli up. See, the situation is not good. Bingo jumped straight up to save her. At this time, the police surrounded the outside of his car. Eli and Lenny see the situation is unstable. The two kidnappers were left with only the last resort, and that way is to let Cho Bingo be a hostage. That's wrong. It's not that the hostage is untrustworthy. If anyone dares to act recklessly, I will shoot this dog dead. The police were surprised and did not understand what happened. They turned to look at each other and then decided to let go. They got into the Kia car. In the end, the two kidnappers could only surrender. In this hostage rescue operation, Bingo has achieved great success. He was interviewed as a hero and even appeared on TV. And this news was also accidentally seen by Chucky. The boy missed Bingo terribly, so I hastily wrote a letter. Hope they can meet again. But Chucky didn't know that. Bingo now has a new owner. That's the family of the girl it saved. But this outfit is a bit inappropriate, even though Isn't that right, brothers? Bingo then received a letter. I thought it was sent by Chucky, but it turned out to be a court summons. You must swear that what you say below is true, and didn't hide anything. Don't understand, my friend. As a witness, the soldiers need to point out the culprit. That's why the court is special. Invite a scholar who studies dog language at level 10 to conduct unhindered communication. Declare the evidence woof woof woof. Under the guidance of a lawyer, Bingo ran to the defendant and identified the perpetrator. Exactly. But what people cannot expect, that's the opponent. Not only did he not plead guilty, but also told the lawyer to present evidence to prove that it's Bingo is the real culprit. Complete evidence. This is Bingo's fingerprints and waist. There is clear evidence. The judge had nothing to refute. So he just had to tell Bingo to show him the evidence. Alibi. Bingo was extremely upset but couldn't say Ray. I'm not a real person, but you guys are so miserable. Ultimately, due to lack of evidence, was considered an accomplice of the two kidnappers and 3 years in prison after entering prison. Final. Bingo also received the letter that Chucky sent to me. Bingo inmates, open Rye's letter and read it word by word. Turns out Master Chucky is always thinking about Bingo. In fact, Bingo has always remembered the owner in his heart. And so it decided not to sit still, waiting to die like this. No matter what, I have to get out of here. Then I have a chance to meet Chucky. Others may be uncertain, but escaping this prison is easier with Bingo than eating porridge. He did it in the same old way as when he was detained in the slaughterhouse. That's digging a hole and another prisoner held a mirror to help him keep an eye on the prison waited until late at night. The fake prisoner will put a fake dog in place for Bingo. And Bingo will choose the time to sneak away. Facing the high wall of the prison, the inmates will crouch down so that Bingo can jump up to make day. Later, Bingo also pulled the prisoner up by a rope. After gaining freedom, quickly said goodbye to you and continued on the way home. After many days of unremitting efforts, Bingo finally found its master. Bingo excitedly ran past, but Jackie now has another dog. Pain here. This dog is jealous of you. When he saw his master take another dog along, I immediately felt like I was being cheated on. After being heartbroken enough, Bingo chose to leave quietly. But I'm sure there will never be a new love. Just a little boy helping his grandmother walk her dog. This is my salary. Her dog is a good dog. Of course it is different from Bingo. In my eyes, Bingo is unique. Nowhere can compare. Evening comes, Bingo's hungry stomach is struggling. He leaned out the window and raised his front legs to ask for some food, but was cruelly rejected by humans. Finally, Bingo can only jump into the trash, find leftovers in there. At this moment, a chef came over, find Bingo so pitiful, so I was kind enough to bring it to my kitchen. He passed all the plates with food scraps for Bingo to eat. Clearly understand that these things are much better than things in the trash, so it didn't hesitate to lick it clean. Licking so fast that even the guy washing ate was surprised. Does it have to be so dizzyingly fast? In this way, Bingo has upgraded successfully from a stray dog to a working dog. The good life is not coming back, Sao. But one day on the way to work, Bingo was suddenly caught. Looked up. These aren't the two robbers from before Sao. Turns out it's Eli and Lenny. I've always hated Bingo since that incident. So after successfully escaping from prison, then the first thing they do is looking for soldiers to take revenge. Bingo used all his strength to resist, but still no more two evil men. When Bingo is about to be taken away, then suddenly a boy riding a bicycle appeared. Let my dog out quickly. See Bingo caught. Jackie immediately rushed forward without hesitation. The two names Eli and Lenny were quickly rolled to the ground. Bingo took the opportunity to escape. But a boy like Chucky, how can you fight against two men? Finally, they put Chucky in the car. To rescue the master, Bingo silently sat on the roof of the two guys' car. Then Bingo followed the car to an abandoned factory. Through the glass, Bingo consoled Chucky, and it seemed to be saying, "Don't be afraid, I will save you. Get out." But Bingo knows that well. Just rely on yourself. It cannot fight against two villains, Eli and Lenny. So Bingo decided to go find someone to ask for help. Bingo secretly ran inside to Chucky's side. By the time the two Kias weren't paying attention, then take the boy's hat. Then Bingo, run home and give Chucky his hat for your relatives. But Han didn't understand anything. Face full of doubt. I don't even understand the action of Bingo. Also at that time, Chucky's mother received a phone call. The caller was Eli. He demanded that Bingo be delivered within an hour and $2 million for his son's ransom. Otherwise, the boy will be more or less healthy. Look at Natalie's son's hat now. Just understand the meaning of Bingo. But it was too late. Bingo decided to fight to the end for his master. It was already waiting in ambush on high and used noise to lure Eli and Lenny. Then it bared its sharp teeth. Take your spike out and jump down, biting Eli's dangerous spot. Damned. It must be very painful to hear such clear sound. After this battle, in the end, Bingo is still a loser. It was gagged by Eli and tied up with Chucky. But the fact that he caused trouble also made Cholini's blood boil. He decided to blow up Chucky's body and Bingo with a bomb. But I didn't expect it. The tip of a cigarette accidentally set the whole warehouse on fire. At the same time, the police were also present at the scene. But Eli and Lenny don't care. They quickly got in the car and fled. Bingo in the warehouse is busy untying Chucky. It wanted to save the boy, but the fire grew stronger and stronger. The boy quickly told Bingo to find the burning bell first, facing the fire that is gradually spreading. Bingo, which was once strong, is now extremely fearful. Turns out Rie was when he was a kid. A fire spread all around him. Until the firefighters arrived and got it out safely. But the Bingo mother wasn't so lucky. It perished in the remains of the fire. Since then, Bingo has been extremely afraid of fire. So even as an actor, circuses use guns. Even if threatened, it won't jump through the ring of fire. But now Bingo can't think that much because Chucky is already unconscious. Now I can only muster up all my courage and jump through the ring of fire. It has successfully defeated the demon in its heart, landed gently. Then he ran over and rang the alarm bell. Right after that, firefighters were at the scene. They quickly put out the fire and rescued the boy just in time. After Chucky woke up, he saw Bingo, stood at the trash can and continuously barked to welcome the owner. Chucky this time. I just remembered that there is another bomb in the warehouse, so we have to find it quickly. Smart, so after only a moment he found the bomb box. To protect Chucky, Bingo take that box and run out. But on the other side, Lenny decided to destroy them all at once. And then right after that, bomb explosion. Not far away, but Bingo never came back. The boy looked blankly forward and then fainted because of Chucky's shock. Also slowly regained consciousness after being taken to the hospital. But every time I think about Bingo, even that alone made the boy's heart ache. But Chucky's parents laughed and said Bingo, not dead yet. Finished listening. The boy's hopeful eyes reappeared. Chucky told his parents to quickly take him to see Bingo. When arriving at the hospital door, Chucky is surprised to see a pack of dogs visiting Bingo. After entering the room, everyone stood in a circle. Everyone here has been helped by Bingo. And there are also people who hear about the miracles of Bingo. You should come see it once. Jackie finally met his beloved dog. Although Bingo suffered minor injuries, but if you practice for a while, it won't work anymore. Probably when he ran to hug Bingo tightly. After that, he asked his father to allow him to adopt Bingo. Forever. Immediately everyone turned their eyes to him. Atmosphere. Since it's like this, how can I refuse? And then he told Chucky, okay, my son. But first, let's do minor sterilization surgery.